name is Stephani Jacobson.
And I'm Liz Everett.
And you are watching the FaB Lab. Liz, let's recap last week because we had a really great last week, didn't we? Tell the people what we did in Nashville last week.
Well, we had an awesome opportunity to go to Nashville Fashion Week, and that was so much fun. We went to learning labs. We had an incredible opportunity to go to the intersection of sound plus style panel, which was fabulously done at the National Museum of African American Music, which I cannot wait to go back to Nashville to go to the museum. And we also just really got to shop and see some incredible vendors.
It was a great week had by all.
I think it's a great fashion week to add to our list. As many of you know, there's a CFDA Connects program, and that program is really encouraging and coming behind regional fashion here in the United States. And it's such an incredible thing to be able to see how each city does their fashion week and really encourages their designers and fashion education in their areas. So listen, it was an awesome opportunity to get glammed up, fabulous and fantabulous, and really just hit the streets, look good with the girls, and style a couple of clients while we were at it.
Yes, it was a great week. I think one of my favorite things was the highlight of technology in fashion. They went through some of the things that they're doing in the industry to really revolutionize the fashion industry. And it's super cool on an engineering and scientific standpoint to see how the 2 points coincide. So that was something that I really enjoyed, but it definitely was a great week to connect, to learn, and to see some amazing fashion designers here in the area.
Yeah, honestly, I even love the vintage shops as well. I mean, both Charles Lord and Aria over at Parlor Vintage. I mean, they just brought it out at the Shop Nashville event. So we were just really excited that we had the opportunity to really connect with one another, you know, being with your good girlfriends and doing fashion and feeling glamorous, you know, clinking a little champagne, as we say. Right? It's always so much fun. And listen, now we don't just have New York Fashion Week. We've got lots of fashion weeks and we get to live our lives in even more fashion, which is honestly, guys, what we love.
Absolutely. We love being your style besties. Liz, can we talk a little bit about what we've got going on this week?
Absolutely. I'm super excited because we have the boys from Form to Fashion. And one of their claim to fame among many is that they recently created a fabulous coloring book with 40 African-American fashion icons who revolutionized the industry. They've got designers like Willie Smith and Patrick Kelly and Ann Lowe. And so that is going to be such a cool interview because honestly, you and I both have the coloring book.
Yes.
And we love sharing it with people because it is such a great way to learn and also such a great way to pass the history of fashion on to the next generation.
Yes. Andrew and Jason are absolutely, I'm obsessed with them both. They have beautiful hearts, beautiful souls, and I'm so excited that they're going to be on with us today. Also, I'm really looking forward to this panel because I think this panel is going to be fire. What do you think?
I so agree. And we've got some great fall fashion focuses for you guys as well. We will be really digging into fall fashion inspiration and bringing it to you live and in full effect, honey, with two of our good girlfriends, Taji and Jessica, on the panel.
Yes, it's going to be so much fun, and I cannot wait to share all of this information with you guys so that we can help you rock life like a runway. and welcome back to the FaB Lab with one of your style besties, Stephani J.
Today on this segment, we're going to talk about 3 boots that are trending for fall and you will definitely want a part of your fall wardrobe. Number 1 on the list is the Chelsea boot. This boot soars to great heights. We've got a thick sole, comes in ankle, shin, and knee height. You can pick which one you want to wear. I personally love these because I love that military vibe that comes with the Chelsea boot, but maybe that thick sole is not your vibe. A good alternative for the Chelsea boot is the Doc Marten. It still gives that military utilitarian vibe while not having as thick of a sole, and it's still super fashionable for your fall wardrobe. Number 2 on the list is going to be a knee-high heeled boot. Now this is where you can show off your style chops if you are interested in trying something fun and funky for the season. You could do this using animal print. My personal favorite is snake print for the season. And then we have really fun colors like blaze orange and neon green. A really great opportunity for you to switch up your fall wardrobe. And number 3, guys, I'm super excited. I'm living in Nashville right now, so the fact that cowboy boots made the trend list for the fall is awesome. You can do black or brown, which are your basics. I personally want a white pair of cowboy boots. I think they would look so good for the fall, but there are so many brands out there that are doing fun styles, fun colors, fun prints that you really can't go wrong, and will probably be one of the most fashionable people in your friend group rocking a pair of cowboy boots this season. We hope that you love this list and that you will strut your stuff into the fall season with these boot options. Make sure you join us here after the break on the FaB Lab.
Hello and welcome back to the FaB Lab on the Mocha Media Network. My name is Stephani Jacobson.
And I'm Liz Everett.
And tonight we have 2 guests on our panel who are phenomenal and iconic. We have Jessica Rosado, who is a producer, model, and CEO of Elevated Tea Media. And we also have Taji Souza, who is a fashion stylist and CEO of Fashion Coffee. So amazing and iconic. And we are just beside ourselves to have you guys on our panel tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, we're so happy to be here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
We are so happy to have both of you guys. Honestly, when we knew we wanted to dig down into industry topics, we knew there were no 2 better girlfriends of ours to help us really dig down in. So honestly, guys, we're going to call you our FaB Lab analysts, okay? The official chicas that help us rock this life like a runway. You know, our fashion life, ladies. All right, let's get into it. Number 1, can we please talk about Courtney and Travis? Stephani, give us a little rundown before we go to our panel.
Well, if you didn't know, Courtney K and Travis Barker were recently engaged. They've been all over media, social network. Paparazzis have been snapping pics left and right from the VMAs and all other runways and red carpets that we have seen them on. And they have been so cute. I think they are so cute together. I love that they are kind of like mirroring each other right now. And I just love what I love their love. It's so cute. I saw a video of them on Instagram that I guess Travis's daughter posted, and it was just of them being very affectionate, and it was super cute. And I'm happy for them. How do you feel about it, Liz?
I mean, meanwhile, Shanna Molacker, Travis' ex, taking a break from social media, totally, because she's probably devastated, but it's fine. But really, Courtney went from that Cali girl vibe with the bondage dresses, right? And has started rocking a much more edgy vibe. I'm wondering, what do you girls think? Taji, do you think this is more her style, or were you more into the Cali girl vibe?
Actually, I really think that this is more her style. Because she really seems like she's in love. And when you're in love, it shows. And you know, you have that kind of love when you want to match your mate. So I think she is edgy. She has it in her. We haven't seen it, but I definitely love the style, particularly the trench coats, which are trending.
Absolutely. What about you, Jess? What are you thinking?
Oh, I'm so here for it. I think it's definitely her style that she's, just making her own. I think that she has taken some pieces of his as well and just has rocked that. And yeah, I mean, she's in love. So she's just trying to match her man.
I totally agree. All right, Stephani, what are you feeling?
I mean, I'm feeling that it is a yes for me. It's an all the way yes. The vintage vibes. She's embracing those vintage vibes. She is embracing, color black leather coats and black leather pants. I mean, that's iconic. And those are pieces that have always been there. And now she's just kind of stepping it up because she wants to match her man. And I love that about her. But speaking about embracing yourself and really stepping out into the spotlight. Let's talk about Adele on the other side. Liz, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, what I love about what is happening for Adele right now is I feel like it's a full embrace. She's having like a rebirth, you guys. Like she's digging into her music, and honey, she is digging into her confidence. I mean, if I could get a little bag of Adele confidence, I would buy it, you guys. If they put it on sale at Bergdorf's, I'd pay $1,000 because Mama is embracing everything about who she is. We recently read both of her Vogue magazine articles. I love that she is actually on the cover of British Vogue, killing it in Vivienne Westwood. That yellow is just everything. It's the hair for me, though. I can't even lie. Like I'm here for the fashion, but it's the hair for me. And she's on the cover of American Vogue. I mean, stunningly in Valentino, just embracing every piece of this green goddess nest that is happening for her. And although the article in Vogue really talked more about her evolution, what I'm seeing is her fashion confidence evolution. It's like she's having her own coming out party and we all get to be a piece of it. Now, one piece of her narrative was that people forgot the narrative that she was just trying to get fit. She wasn't really trying to lose weight. She has really struggled with anxiety. So she really was, just kind of digging in, and she realized that when she worked out, she didn't have anxiety. But the result from that 2 years later, is like goddess mode. So, I mean, how what do you feel about this new vibe, Jessie?
Honestly, I'm so here for this as well. Like the best part about what Adele has been doing, I really felt was just this self-healing. She's just been on this journey, taking care of her body, not only physically, but she was saying like spiritually, mentally. And I feel that all that inner work is what's showing out now on the outward appearance. And I think that's why everyone's just drawn to what's happening with her right now, because you sort of crave that, when someone's really working on themselves, making themselves their best self, that really shows and people are just drawn to it.
Absolutely. Taji, what are your impressions on this reemergence?
I love it, actually. I'm seeing that she's happy in the bright green, as Liz said, in the wonderful Valentino dress. And when you're happy, it shows, and being famous, it can get to you a lot. And I know she discusses anxiety of that separation and motherhood in her album. And it shows that she's happy and she's in her space and she is showing out. and she's showing others that it's okay to do the same. And you know, a lot of us go through rebirth, right? So she's showing that, and I mean, amen to you, Adele.
I feel it. I mean, you guys know when you look good, you feel good. And to me, she's putting her best fashion foot forward in this moment. I mean, she's wearing Dolce & Gabbana in British Vogue. She's wearing Vivienne Westwood, Valentino on the cover of American Vogue. And she's just, I feel like she's just going for it in a way that we've never seen her do before. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm just really here for the confidence that clothing brings for people. You know, it helps them really feel themselves. As a stylist, Taji, you know, is that something that you see?
I definitely do see that, because confidence does speak. I feel like with style, obviously, if you're feeling, well, I'm not going to say obviously, but most of us, when we're feeling super confident within ourselves, we like to show it out. You know, if we're not so happy, you're going to see that we're not so happy. And she seems very vibrant. It's all over her face. And, you know, I saw the accessories, everything. It's literally like, oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to fall and winter, you know? I'm looking forward to listening to that album as well. But I definitely do agree. Confidence is everything, and Adele is doing it.
She absolutely is doing it. We love this reemergence of her confidence and her style, and I can't wait to see what she does next. Because for me, if you look at before and after pictures, not even just the physical differences, but the word that comes to mind is shrouded. She was hiding. I felt like she was hiding before, and now she's just thrown that cape off and she's in her own eternal glory right now. And I am so here for it. Next on our list of things that we're going to discuss is they're back. Miu Miu heralds the return of the 2000 low-rise mini skirt. I only laugh because it's gonna be a no for me, because you know what, even when I was 25, I'm not sure I would have worn a low rise anything. My body's just not built for it. Never has, probably never will be. I think the part in the article that got me is like it's 8 inches, and when you sit down on the subway seats, everything's going to be touching the subway seats. I was like, oh, I really didn't need the visual of that, but like now that you've said that, you're gonna have to go with like a whole bag or a towel to sit on. Like, it's a no. And then they tried to make it better by saying, oh well, if you're not here for this, would you do it in like trousers or a midi length or a skirt or like Bermuda? No. Liz, tell the folks a little bit more about this, because I laughed. I literally laughed out loud when I saw it.
Well, I feel like everything that's old is new again. You know what I mean? And so this is just giving us like old school Christina Aguilera. You guys remember that Dirty video? You know what I mean? I'm here like, I don't know the words, but you know, that video, you know what I mean? Where mama had it super low, right? Paris Hilton, Beyonce vibes when they wore the super lows. Now I'm here for the super lows, but not the super lows in the super shorts. I mean, my mom taught me well. She said, if you're going to show one thing, show that one thing and show it well, right? We're not going to show all the things, right? That's just too much of a show. And people need to purchase the show like that. Like, that's not it. So, you know, I'm here for the super low. I'm going to have to change all of my diets, every single eating habit. And I'm going to have to be on Adele's workout plan 3 times a day to do it. But, you know, my super lows made me look like I had a booty. So I'm kind of here for it. You know, Taji, how you feeling about it, girl?
No, thank you. No, thank you. I can't with the low-rise mini skirts. I'm already a curvy girl, and shout out to my curvy girls out there. It's not for us, and I don't even think it's that. It's the 8 inches, like Stephani said. That it had the 8 inches. I literally put a measuring tape on me to see how low it would be, and I was like, oh no. And I was thinking about the subway stations up in New York. It is dirty up here, but No, thank you. Too short and too much to show.
How are you feeling about it, Jessie? Do you mirror our thoughts, or do you have something else that you would like to say?
Listen, the whole time you guys were talking, I'm going, no, like I completely agree with you guys. Honestly, I'm here for whatever makes anyone feel comfortable and confident. But for me personally, the low-rise skirt and even low-rise jeans, it just doesn't make me feel confident. I am curvy. I have hips. It doesn't do what it does for some. It just doesn't do it for me. And it doesn't accentuate, my sort of my curves and the way that I want to look when I'm styling myself. So it's going to be a no for me on that.
Absolutely. I was thinking, like, Taji, after you said that you measured yourself, I was like, what is the distance between my hip bone and like the lower part of my pelvis? Like, what material is left to cover there? Like, I just feel like it's probably different on most people. It's different on everyone, but like for me, I just don't think that 8 inches is gonna be enough.
It's a great belt.
Yes.
It could be a decorative belt.
You're right about that.
Listen, and guys, we'd be pairing that great belt with some fabulous heels. And according to Paris Fashion Week's street style stars, darlings, heels are back and bigger than ever. Now, they are saying that because we've been locked at home. In the article, I feel like they say it almost like we've been locked in a dungeon somewhere, which many of you may feel like we have, right? But they suggest, that you start with wedges and block heels to kind of build yourself up. Honestly, I'm super here for it. I have to say myself, Jess, you were with us at National Fashion Week this past week, and we all were rocking our heels the whole time. I do have to say that I really am enjoying dressing again, and I am enjoying heels. They also suggested wedges. Listen, I think podiatrists are going to have like more clients than they've ever had before. But Stephani, what are you feeling about this heel pandemic?
I love heels. I do. I really do love me some heels. Back in the day, I could rock those 6-inch stilettos, no problem. I even wore them to teach in because I was crazy. I don't know what my deal was. But now we're getting close to 40, and for whatever reason, my feet want to reject said beautiful heels because there are so many beautiful heels out there. We were all together, like Liz said, last week for Nashville Fashion Week, and I tried to make it happen with a pair of heels, but mostly I really just needed a walker for that situation, or a cane. I'm like, wait, it's the very slow duckling behind you because my feet are not cooperating. They're gorgeous. I do like in this article how they gave a progression of like, okay, maybe you haven't worn heels in like 2 years. So here's where you should start. A wedge is going to be your most supportive. Then they move it on to a kitten heel, mule with a pop color. We're seeing a lot of those. I feel like those are super popular. Mary Jane's, moving on into the stiletto pumps, if you are feeling daring. I loved how the article kind of broke it down for us if we were trying to take baby steps back into the pool that is heels. Jessie, how are you feeling about heels and getting them back into our wardrobe?
It's a big yes. I feel that they're right. People have been indoors for over a year. And everyone's just ready to show out. I know I certainly am. Last week when we were at Nashville Fashion Week, we had a variety of different heels we were all rocking. I have to honestly say, though, that my favorite would be either the kitten or the mule style heel because they are the most comfortable and I can still get that sexy elongated leg look and still be comfortable and last for a whole entire day of events and what have you. So I'm so here for it. I'm ready to bring out the heels and have it poppin'.
It really is whether or not 2 hours later you're wearing the same shoe. For sure. So Taji, I'm going to ask you, how are you feeling about about heels coming back in, and where do you like to get your heels?
Oh, that's a good question. So, well, two great questions. So I actually love the idea of heels coming back in because we have to actually, we're in relax mode, right? So we have to transition out of that. So I'm more than happy to do so. And as far as where I get my heels from, I love Just Fab, Nine West, and Shoot Dazzle. I love me a good discounted rate because I get so many shoes. So those would be like my top three places that I get mine.
Agree. I'm a huge shoe dazzle. Like, I'm a shoe dazzle crazy person, if I'm being honest. Like, I make sure that my $45 a month is paid all the time. And I save them up for Fashion Week. And then for Fashion Week, I get this humongous box that like is bigger than my house. And I'm sure that the UPS man goes, who needs this many pairs of shoes 3 and 4 times a year? This is crazy. Me, guys, we all need them. I mean, like, when you look good, you feel good. I love the idea of heels. I love that you brought up Just Fab as well. Those are two, sister companies. I flip back and forth between them, and I just really like them. And honestly, like, heels do make us feel feminine and gorgeous,
They do.
Yes.
And the trick is if one is sold out, you can always check it out on the other.
Absolutely. That is such a great tip too.
I love that tip. Shoe Dazzle and Just Fab are great places to get heels, and they have great things that match our top fashion trends for fall in 2021 season. We are talking all about sequins, pops of color, tailored suits, knits, ski inspired prints. We have a whole list. Liz, tell them a little bit more about what's on this list for the fall 2021 season.
Well, darling, we're going to look very rich, okay? Very rich, okay? Being very rich is back in style, darling, okay? Even if you don't have a lot in the bank account, you look like it, so that's in style. I personally am a maximalist, so I am all about it. I love that great tailored lines are coming back in so many different ways, you guys. So, our top list of trends is sequins, #rich girl, right? Like, I'm about some sequins. I'm about a sequin dress or 9. A little bit off color, which, is really a saturated color that's just a little bit off from like a regular. So instead of just a yellow, you'd have kind of like a mustard yellow that's a little bit overly saturated. I loved that the examples within the article were like from Oscar de la Renta to Prada, which really gave you such a beautiful line, in each garment. Tailored suiting, which honestly, guys, tailored suiting has been back for about a year, but it's going to hit its heaviest for retail over this upcoming year. But to be honest, it's a dress for success, and that never goes out of style. So, again, you look good, you feel good, and tailored suiting always does that. Also, knits galore. So think knit dresses, knit tops, beautiful knit dusters, just really being able to have fun. And honestly, it's comfortable and fabulous. And you really have everyone from Proenza to Ula Johnson really doing gorgeous knits. And there are things too that you can find at a high fashion place. And then you can also go into TJ Maxx. You're just looking for really great quality knits, everywhere you go. And of course, the ski vibe, right? So those cool ski sweaters, just giving you some thickness and some vibe. But you notice that the last two are comfort, but it's glamorous comfort. So comfort is still queen, not necessarily king, but you can have fun with each one of these trends. So Taji, it'd be so hard to pick one. Although if I picked one, it would be sequins. Everyone knows that, right? But Taji, what is your top 2 favorites of these trends?
Top 2 sequins I am wearing, so I have to say that. That's one. And I'm gonna go with cozy because a girl loves to be cozy every now and then, right? And we're gonna see a lot of those puffers and the hoodies and so forth. So That's another one. I know you didn't mention it, but it is on the list.
Yeah, I mean, everybody loves a good, fabulous hoodie. I mean, Stephanie and I are huge hoodie fans, right? And the thing that's never going to go out of style, I guarantee you, especially because we know once it gets a little bit cold, we love some, good cuddle up, is a designer hoodie. A designer hoodie is, not, again, you're correct, not on the list, but definitely is a staple, I feel, for everybody's wardrobe and will never go out of style, is a statement or designer hoodie that can be easily thrown in. Stephanie, what's your favorite?
Well, sequins. Duh. Sequins are my favorite. I think that one thing that's on the list that I wouldn't necessarily quantify as a favorite, but something that I feel like I want to incorporate into my wardrobe moving forward is 20s inspired garments. I've been doing a lot of vintage shopping. So, throwing back to and making nods to 20s inspired really speaks to me right now. So I think I'm going to add that into my aesthetic.
I love that. The top, well, the suit that I have on right now is actually a vintage find for me. And even my earrings, I went back. You know what I mean? It's like, we're kind of like just going back,
Yeah.
Glamour is back. Not just glamour, darling, glamour is back because it's a more type of situation. You're welcome. You all can say it. It's fine. Jesse, what is your favorite on this list?
Well, you already know it's going to be the sequins, darling. You know it is. You know me, you know me, you know me. It would definitely be that, but I also love that tailored suit look. I am so for it. You know this about me. I love wearing a good tailored suit, and having that, we could bring out the little kitten or mule heel with it and we're ready to go.
I love that.
Yes, I love that as well. Well, we want to thank you ladies for being here on with us on the FaB Lab. Jesse and Taji, can you tell the folks where they can find you?
Absolutely. As far as where you can find me, jessicalrosado.com is a great start. All of my information is on there regarding the company and different things that I'm involved in.
Hi,
And
everyone.
Taji?
Yes, you can find me everywhere, Fashion Coffee, and my website is my name, tajidesouza.com.
Awesome. Thank you again so much. We appreciated you taking the time to join us here on the FaB Lab.
We are
so thank you.
Yes, we are so excited that we had the opportunity to have you guys here. And we hope that all of you guys at home, all of our FaB fashionistas, have truly enjoyed this segment. We love this segment because we get an opportunity to take you guys kind of into the industry, get some insider scoop from some of our favorite fashionistas as well. You guys know our FaB Lab analysts are always on it each and every week here on the FaB Lab of the Mocha Media Network. So after this, we'll be right back with our next segment. Welcome back, FaB fashionistas. It's Liz here, and I am so excited that we have the opportunity to interview Andrew Brown from Form to Fashion. Him and his partner, Jay, have been such great friends of mine for so long, and so I'm very excited to have you, Andrew. Welcome, welcome.
Hey, I know it's been, we had some scheduling conflicts earlier, but we finally got on. Super excited to be with you. Hey, Steph,
Listen.
wherever you are. Hey, Steph.
She is flying in right now. So we are just having so much fun together. And let me just tell you, I know that my friends are friends, right? We're busy people, all of us trying to make it all happen, honey, in this fashion world.
Absolutely.
So I'm super excited for you to tell everybody about Form to Fashion. I think it's just a brilliant concept. And I would love for people to get to know more about you and what you guys do.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me. Form to Fashion really is a labor of love that Jay and I started maybe about 5 years ago as a fashion education program. And really, when you think about students who are in high school and they want to go to college, if you are athletic, you can get a coach. If you have, you know, an academic scholarship, your teachers can assist you with that. But if you're going to art school, there really is no training for that. There's no prep to get you into art school. You either know or you don't. And so a big part of the education program is getting students that want to go to art school, portfolio prep, getting them ready for their portfolio, getting them getting all of their artwork together so that they're ready to submit their portfolio, training them on their interview, because you can submit a great portfolio, but if your interview is not good, you're not making a good impression for yourself for that review committee. And then also teaching those sewing skills so that if you're applying to a school, you already come in with knowledge. So it's kind of like an AP course, but for fashion design, for portfolio review.
That is
And
so amazing. And you're so correct. So many people don't. And, because fashion is utilitarian, people believe that they already know a lot about garments, that they already know a lot about clothing, and
Mhm.
they often don't, right?
Right.
Because what is retail is not what is fashion, that is what is style normally, right?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your program where you help children learn how to sew. I think that is just fabulous. I would have been hopefully your star student back in the day. But I would have been the 5-year-old who was like, Mr. Andrew, can we sew all of this together? You'd be like, girl, sit down. What is going on?
Yeah, we would have been like, sure. So, I mean, we have so many different types of students. So, like you said, we start a program off at 4 years old and we go all the way up to 12th grade. So, K through 5 is more focused on, like you said, teaching students how to sew, teaching them the principles of design, fashion design, very early illustration, and getting those creative juices flowing. By the time you reach middle school, we're focused on really specific projects. So, entrepreneurship, whether that's starting your own t-shirt line or starting your own fashion business, illustration business, and then various fashion projects where we pay homage to artists or fashion designers and they get to work on those things. And then in high school, that's when it really ramps up. So by that point, you want to be a designer or you want to go to art school. So we hone in on the very specific skills that will get you into the top schools across the country. So we're super excited to say that in 2019, we got our first student into SCAD. 2020, we got our student into Parsons. And now we're working on another student. And so she is applying out now. So we're looking forward to getting our third student into some of the top fashion schools across the country.
If there's a parent out there, which I'm sure there are so many parents who are watching who are saying, wow, I'd want my kid to get involved with this. What are the 3 tips that you would give them for helping their child get started and to think about being a creative really as a job for them if they wanted to be a fashion designer or an artist, because there's a business to the business.
3 tips I would give. Number 1, let your child discover their gifts and really support them. So, your child could be really great at drawing and they may not know what kind of career that would take them. They could be an artist, they could be a fashion illustrator, they could work for some of the best design houses just illustrating what looks look like or putting together a lookbook. So the sky's really the limit. So support them and let the child flourish. Second thing, tap your network. So if you have a child that's, teenager or older and they really know what they want to do, tap your network, ask around, hey, do you know someone that does this? Or how can I get into contact? Networking is so important. We teach that to students, but as a parent, your network is so important too. Your network helps your child. And so when you're trying to get your child into like a sports program, you'll tap your network for that. Tap your network to help your child in a creative program. And part of that is really just figuring out who you know and what can they contribute, because it may not be directly in your immediate circle, but someone knows someone that can help out. And that's really crucial. Third tip I would say is go to formtofashion.com. We have great resources on our website that really help you do those things. So one of the resources is called Forward Next in Fashion. It's a publication that we have, and we put it out quarterly, where we interview industry professionals that aren't necessarily designers. So we have one of the writers at Vogue magazine, we have a research and developer for Glossier, we have a photographer. So you don't have to be a designer to be in the business of fashion. There is an entire industry out there, and these professionals give a full-length interview and tell that story of how they got involved in the industry and how they can make a career out of different sectors of the industry.
Now, I have to say, I was introduced to fashion through your African Americans in Fashion History coloring book.
Mhm.
And I'm still obsessed with it. I'm an adult colorer, for all of you guys out there who don't know. And I order all these fashion coloring books off of, Amazon, whatever, but my favorite is still, to this day, your 40 different fashion icons who just span from Ann Lowe to, it's just Dapper Dan is in there, just some of my favorites. And, I'm going to need to order another one because I want another picture of Ann Lowe to color, who, for those of you who do not know who Ann Lowe is, she sewed for Jackie Kennedy. She actually did her wedding dress. A lot of larger major designers are known for sewing for her, but Anne was her person of choice. Anne actually lived in Tampa for a little bit. She came down to sew for an aristocratic family and then went back, and she died in Brooklyn. And I am a fashion history nut. I love fashion history. So that coloring book it did it for me, Andrew, like at the perfect time in my life. It was amazing. How did you guys come up with the idea? And I just love it. I just celebrate you guys so much for taking an educational approach to fashion.
Thank you. It really started as one of our programs. So we're teaching students, and in 2020, everything went virtual. So we're delivering great virtual programming, and we needed something to kind of really engage our students that wasn't what we were already doing. And so we thought about, how can we teach these students about fashion history, but African Americans that are in fashion history, because they're all throughout. And so we really just put some things together. And a lot of the students that we teach, they look like us, and they needed to see themselves in fashion. They needed to see that it was attainable. And so that's really how we got started. We started with Thomas Jefferson in the 1700s. The first icon we actually did was Garrett A. Morgan. So people really know him for creating the stoplight, the 3-position stoplight, but he also contributed to the sewing machine. And so it kind of went from there. And as we did a lot more research, we ended up discovering these icons that we didn't even know. So Sarah Boone has a patent for the ironing board. Thomas Jennings has a patent for dry cleaning. He invented dry cleaning. So I just picked up some dry cleaning the other day, and there's so much rich history, and the students really needed to see themselves in history. So it started there. We started in the 1700s, and we work our way to present day, and really focusing on the first African-American to do something major in fashion. So whether it's, Wesley Tan, who did maternity wear for Jackie Kennedy, Ann Lowe, who was the first in Alabama. I mean, she was the first. She came down to Tampa, like you said. She moved to New York and really was dressing all the women in the social register, whether it's Elizabeth Keckley, one of the first to design for a first lady, Mary Todd Lincoln, So, I mean, we really cover a lot of the bases, and the students loved it so much. So we put it together as a book and released it. And the response was overwhelming. Like when we released, we did a pre-order, the pre-order went really well. And then when we released it, it was chaos. It was orders coming in all the time, all day and night, packaging, sending it out. So the response has been amazing. So thank you so much to everyone who's purchased 1 copy, 2 copies, 10 copies, and they, distributed to their friends, gave it as gifts. I mean, it really is incredible.
Well, I'm just always so proud of you guys and so proud of how you continue to evolve. Now, recently, you put out Fabian and Fabiola, the furry fashion fiasco. First of all, that is so fun to say, the furry fashion fiasco. I mean, it makes me feel like I want to like put on a headband and just really like do this. Look how cute!
Thank you. So Fabian and Fabiola is our children's series. And so we'll be releasing books beyond this one. So it's really the story of how they get a puppy for their birthday, and the puppy goes on this mad dash through the city, and they get to learn about different careers in fashion and creating a furry fashion fiasco as they're going through the city trying to catch their puppy. It's really a labor of love. A lot of the projects we do, so the coloring book was inspired a lot by the students of Eatonville. And so this was inspired by our niece and nephew, and having them the opportunity to see themselves in reading material in a book. If you go to Target, you can see yourself, see your child in on the shelves, and you can purchase it and read it to your kids. And the response for that was overwhelming as well. So you can go to target.com and find it there. You can go to barnesandnoble.com and find it there. It's definitely amazing to see the response that all of the literature that we're putting out has on students.
I love it. And I hear you guys have a new title coming out pretty soon.
It's coming out. We won't say what the name is, but I definitely take a look for that. We're continuing to put out books in this series with Fabian and Fabiola. So the twins go on different adventures as they grow up and they learn. So Fabian is a little bit more on the back end of fashion. So he's an illustrator. He's always carrying around his e-pad and calculating things. And his twin sister is more on the outside of fashion. So she's into styling and designing and always putting on a new outfit and changing her outfit and just kind of being that expressive fashionista that people typically know and see. And so the two, they always come together to have a great adventure. They named their puppy after a fashion icon. So when you buy the book, you'll definitely figure out who that icon is. And so it's just amazing, the response, like I was saying earlier, that this book has brought to us. It's opened the door and kind of put our name in people's mouths that never have heard of us and never heard of the things that we've been accomplishing, but they're doing amazing. Doing amazing work is really what it's all about.
And you guys are doing such amazing work. I am just always so proud of you. Stephanie and I are always so proud of you guys, and just love the way that you really are bringing fashion to the forefront for educational purposes and to help the next generation of designers. Every child should be so lucky to have such brilliant mentors like you and Jay. And again, we are just so proud of you guys and so proud of what you were doing. And, we had to have you on because we really wanted to celebrate you guys. And we always want people to know more about what you're doing, because Form to Fashion really is forming fashion. You guys are forming the next generation of designers, the next generation of creatives, and you're going to allow them to have a step ahead because you guys have been able to help them be comfortable in their creative bodies. And that's such a hard thing to do. So congratulations and kudos from us to you, from everybody here at the FaB Lab to you guys. It's just so awesome. And we just absolutely love it.
Thank you so much. I mean, you hit it right on the head. That's really what it's about. We put our programming is about educating and, like you said, training the next generation of fashion leaders. All of our books is really centered around storytelling and making sure that everyone's story is something that they can see on the shelves. And so you put those two things together and it creates magic for everyone. So we're super excited. We're running the gamut. So you're seeing a couple, 2 or 3 new fashion professionals coming out now, but in the next 10 to 20 years, you're going to see a whole force of fashion creatives taking the industry by storm that will have said they have trained with the two of us. They went and learned from the best at Form to Fashion. And through Forward Next in Fashion, they learned about a career that they never knew was possible. So, I didn't know a career was possible in pattern drafting. My degree is in mathematics. Most of, if you're watching, you may know that I teach mathematics. There's a whole world of math in pattern drafting. And so now I can draft a pattern like the back of my hand, but
you're a professor of mathematics,
I
okay?
am a
Like a
professor.
university professor. You're not
am.
just cute, okay? You're not just cute, you degreed up.
I am degreed up. I am a professor. I've been doing that about 11 years now. So who would have thought that you mix with fashion and you can create patterns. So everything has a place in fashion. If you want to be a real estate agent, you can work for a fashion company and broker a deal to get them a new store. I mean, the sky is really the limit in the industry. It's no longer just about being a designer, being a stylist. If you can do hair, you can be a part of the industry. Everyone needs a hairstylist, a makeup artist, a nail tech, an esthetician. All of those things play hand in hand when you're working for a celebrity or just working at a design house or working at a magazine. You've got to be a writer, a graphic designer, a layout specialist. There's so many things in the industry and you can be a part of it too. It's no longer just about the glass tower and those at the very top. You can be a part of this industry as well. So if you want to learn more, go to formtofashion.com, see the programs that we have. Some of them are virtual. Some of them are face-to-face just because of the nature of what we're educating the students on. Click on Forward Next in Fashion, read those stories and get inspired, and you can be a part of the industry as well.
Well, thank you so much, Andrew. Such love to you and Jay. We are so excited. Stay tuned, Fab Fashionistas. We have more coming up for you guys. You don't want to miss it right here on the FaB Lab, where we love for you to look, feel, and stay fabulous. We'll be right back. Hello, Fab Fashionistas. It's Liz Everett, your style and beauty guru, award-winning image strategist, and I am so excited because today we are going to talk about the top 5 accessory trends this fall. Now, let's get into it and so much more. But before we do, make sure you head over and follow us at the FaB Lab on all social media platforms and follow me at Styled by Liz Everett. All right, let's get started. All right, our first trend that we are going to be talking about with accessories is the carry-all bag. The carry-all bag is back and hotter than ever. Fendi, Valentino, Dior, they're all doing it. And they were even featured in Vogue magazine for these fab carry-all bags. So you can start putting everything back in and have everything you need everywhere we go. I mean, isn't that what it's all about anyways, ladies? All right, the next trend is platform shoes. I don't know about you, but it does provide me with much more comfort when I want to wear a heel. So it's so exciting that these shoes are back and will give us just a little bit more comfort while we're looking absolutely fabulous everywhere we go. Next, we have tie-on kerchiefs. Now, I love this look because there are so many ways that you can do it. I mean, period and point blank, scarves are back for fall and winter. But you guys, a great kerchief, when you're having a bad hair day and you want to just fold it in half, tie it underneath, or whether you buy one of the little cute ones that are made to be tied that way, it's so perfect for every day. Fabulous. Next, we have knee-high boots. Now, I love a flat knee-high boot, and I also love one with a chunky heel. Black, brown, pop colors, all of that and so much more, definitely here for the fall. and for the winter. Now, if you live in like Philly where it's icy, of course you're gonna want to go with a flat boot, but listen, that knee-high boot has a really sexy vibe and will bring you, you know, fashion forward for your everyday. And our last accessory trend for this fall is statement earrings. Now, I am crazy about statement jewelry, period. So if you've never tried statement earrings on before, I say this is the perfect time to do it. And if you love statement earrings, then this is the perfect time to step up your statement earring level and try something even bigger or even brighter. All right, Fab Fashionistas, I hope you have enjoyed this segment. I always love helping you make life your runway because you know we love helping you look, stay, and feel fabulous. All right, bye guys. Hello, fashionistas, and welcome back to the FaB Lab here on the Mocha Media Network. I'm Liz Everett, and my co-host is
Stephani Jacobson, and we are super excited to run through some looks with you tonight for Back on the Rack or Ship It. Let's start with our first look, which is a purple knit dress with a cutout. It's super hot for the fall. Liz, what do you feel about it? How do you feel about it?
Oh, I'm so here for it. Honestly, I'm here for that dress with like a flat mule, a heeled mule, a kitten heel. I want it in every color. Yeah. How about you?
Yes, it is definitely a ship it for me. I might need to get on the Peloton a little bit to make that cutout work, but I'm loving how she paired the purple with the orange too. I like the complementary colors. It also plays into a trend for the bright colors that we're seeing on the runway and on all of our media networks as well. So I'm here for it. It's definitely a ship it for me.
Well, it's a ship it for me too, but you got to ship it in every color for me.
Definitely. If they have it in turquoise, that'd be great. Turquoise, you know, Kelly green. I'm here for it. Ship it. Ship all
I
of them.
would want it in red and in black. Now, the next trend and the next photo is a phenomenal suit coat. I shouldn't have led with phenomenal because I want to know your real opinion. But Steph, how do you feel about this? Personally, you already know. It's so great for me. So it's a ship it for me. And I really love the line of it. So I really would love to have this in several different media prints and then like, you know, alternate it with different colors underneath. What about you?
Well, if you know me at all, you know that I love some menswear suiting. Like, hello, it's kind of a little bit of my aesthetic. I do love menswear a lot. I love the plaid. I love the shoulder. The woman in the picture looks tall like you, so I feel like I would probably need it tailored to fit my height, but it is definitely a ship it. And if it comes in different colors, ship it in those too.
Yeah, I'm so about this plaid. I think it's so fun, and I would love to have this in a houndstooth too.
I do love it. Well, we went from the very long suit coat to the cropped jacket. How are we feeling about this crop jacket, boo?
Oh, I love a crop jacket. And the reason that I love a crop jacket, because on almost every body type, that crop jacket will hit you at the right place. And so you can either do adjust and do a thicker belt or a smaller belt. You know, you can do it with denim, and you can really kind of create a look with the crop jacket. And when I do a crop jacket, you already know because I cut my jacket last week in Nashville. I love a cropped denim jacket, and I am obsessed with like a leather moto cropped jacket. I just feel like the textures are really good. And we know that suiting is honestly, it's here to stay. It happens to be really in style right now, but it's here to stay forever. And so that cropped line slims, it's everything. It's great in all different colors and textures and media prints. And so, yeah, it's a ship it in every color for me.
Oh, we are on a roll on the ship it tonight. I also agree. This is a ship it for me. Personally, like you said, I love the way and where it hits me on my body. So it makes me feel like I've got a true hourglass figure. I love it in every color. I love that in this, it's kind of like that Chanel tweed vibe. So it's very upscale, very rich, very swank, very posh. Let's go. I want it in every color. It's a ship it for me.
I love that. Well, and the next one is a bright, fabulous, fantabulous orange. I'm in the color of the season tonight as well. And you are in a gorgeous Zara suit that is in a version of orange, correct? And so, the trend being bright colors. I love bright colors. Now, I love to wear all black. We all know that. I prefer an all black. I started wearing colors for Stephani, just so we can be clear, when we started our blog. But for me, everything in a bright color is a ship it. How about you?
This whole outfit is a ship it for me. You know that I live for bright colors. When I moved to New Jersey, I had such a hard time adapting to what was considered professional dress there, because I lived in Florida before, where every color on the rainbow was acceptable to wear to work. And when I wore a cerulean blue dress to go to work on my first day in Philly, and they looked at me like I was crazy because it was not one of their stable colors, brown, black, navy, or gray, I realized that I might need to go shopping. So this is definitely a ship it. I would wear this outfit personally. Like, where can I go find those pieces to put them in my closet? I love it. Definitely a ship it. Bright colors are my jam.
Did you notice the bag?
I did. Of course I noticed the bag. Like, it matches the coat. Of course. It's a go. It's a go in this color. It's a go in any other color they want to send it to me. Which brings us to our next trend, which is the midi length and plaid idea. How are you feeling?
I go back and forth. I'm not a fan at all of this skirt. I would have rathered it was like in a red with a black and white media print, something like that. I like a higher contrast when I'm doing like a side-by-side piece. I love it on her for the photo. She, in this photo, is outside of Pier 59 Studios, which we know very well for New York Fashion Week. I think she looks stunning, but it'd be a back on the rack for me.
I like individual pieces of this look. Like, I love the slouchy boots. Gonna be super hot for fall. I love the suiting jacket. The skirt I probably wouldn't wear personally just because of my proportions. It probably would make me look larger, which we all don't want in our lives. I think this is probably also a back on the rack for me. I love how she's worn it, but it is not a look that's going to be in my closet. Maybe individual pieces, but not the whole thing.
Agree. Okay, the last trend that we are covering, which we also talked about on our panel today, is sequins. Now, I have to personally say the sequin pants are in all the way back on the rack for me, because I'm just not a fan. I love a sequin romper. I love a sequin dress, but these particular sequin pants, although I am tall, it is really hard for me to fit a pair of pants like that. I have to do things like buy 2 pairs of pants, cut the legs off, and add, length, or add another panel to it. So a pant like that, and also like I hate the way they sound. So I'm good. It's all the way back on the rack, clearance rack for me. How about you?
I actually really love this look, but you know that I like combining different aesthetics. So I like the fact that she's wearing an athletic top with the sequin pants. I probably wouldn't have put it with an athletic shoe. I probably would have done a heel here, but I do like the green bag that she paired with it. The pants are a yes for me.
Oh, you
maybe
like the
not
whole
in this.
outfit?
I do. I like the whole outfit, girl. But you know me, I'm super experimental with things. Let me try it out.
I thought we were just talking about the pants, girl. No, it's I'm not wearing any of this. Oh no, ma'am. No. I don't like the shoe. I don't like the shirt. I don't like any of it. No.
Well, if I get pants like that and I wear a look like this, I'll make sure that I won't be in a photo with you.
No, you can't tag me in that.
I'm done.
Everybody knows when I don't like an outfit, they're like, what do you think about this? everyone knows I'll be like, listen, if you want a photo by yourself with that, that is totally fine. But you won't be tagging me saying I helped you with that, and you won't be in a photo with me. No.
That's true. It's so true. So I mean, that's kind of how I know if my outfit is on point or not, if she will take a photo with me. So there we go. We hope you guys really enjoyed this segment of Back on the Rack and Ship It. We are always excited to bring you different street style, different trends, so that you can see what we have or what we would want in our wardrobe and on our racks at our house. Right, Liz?
Absolutely. Honestly, it's so much fun. And I love this part of the show because we really get to talk about what we would wear, right? And so it's just such an exciting part of what we do.
We want to thank you for joining us here on the FaB Lab on the Mocha Media Network. We've had such a wonderful time with our panel guests, Jessica and Taji, as well as our interviews with Jason and Andrew, haven't we, Liz?
Absolutely. The boys from Form to Fashion are always amazing, and we just love what they're doing. Now, we hope that you guys are loving the FaB Lab just as much as we are. So make sure you head over and follow us on all the platforms at the THEE FaB Lab. We love having you every single week, and we love being your style besties. So thank you for joining us here at the